Dead Space 2 is in my top 5 horror games of all time, and honestly, it's surprising I haven't done any challenge runs on it yet. Which is why I thought it might be time to change that. So I loaded up the game and hit the go live button. And honestly, I kinda wasn't sure what the challenge was gonna be yet. One of the benefits of doing these challenge runs live on Twitch is I can ask chat what they think would be interesting. And one of the benefits of following me on Twitch is you get to suggest all the silly options your heart desires. Also, you get to roast me live. I already knew I was going to try and get the Mission Impossible achievement, since 2-hour streams don't exactly make the hardcore difficulty one a very wise choice. But I also knew I needed to make it extra challenging, since I was going to go for the Zealot difficulty instead. So through a quick 2-hour stream, I asked chat and we brainstormed ideas and even tested a few. We tried pacifism.
You harbor violence. Fuck. Well, we gotta channel our inner peace today, alright? Yeah. Damn, I don't know if I can go past that guy with the... You know what? I saw bleach in there. He probably doesn't like bleach very much. Oh no, don't hurt me! Maybe he'll stop if I give him bleach. Bleach did nothing. I'll use this to slip my way through. Damn it. Wait, does this guy not do damage to you? Does this guy not do damage? Decide which way you're going. Oh! Come over here. Come over here. Ha ha! I don't have to fight you. I've got, ow! My best friend Ted here.
Unfortunately, despite our greatest efforts, Ted would not kill this guy. Nor would he accept our bleach or our lubriderm. The pacifist dream was dead, and Ted killed it. For that, he had to pay.
I'm starting to think that me and Ted can't be friends. Ted's too unclean. He's not moisturized. I'm sorry, Ted. I'm sorry, but you're just so unclean. And you refuse to lubricate. We have to end it, Ted. We have to end it, Ted. Enough is enough, Ted. We have to end this. We have to end your endless cycle of uncleanliness. Ted, it's over. God, Ted, why won't you just let it end? We could have had something great together. But you just had to let it go like that. God damn it, Ted.
We tried no running in the pool area, except the pool area is space, and I was still allowed to jog briskly. Melee only, which felt awful. How about just no guns? Yeah, I think we all agreed after a while that this would be a challenge, but it didn't really even seem remotely fun. It was then the stream's good friend and also the very one who actually bought this game for me, who we have to thank for this run altogether, Ari, had a suggestion. What if it was a plasma cutter only run, but I wasn't allowed to upgrade the plasma cutter at all? And so it was settled. My name is Christine, aka HotLettuceTV, and today I'm going to get Dead Space 2's Mission Impossible achievement using a plasma cutter as my only weapon, without upgrading it. This of course means I'm still allowed to use melee and kinesis in order to save ammo, but all other guns are banned. So I restarted the game and right away started cracking the code on what Dead Space 2's most deadly throwable is. I started picking up and throwing everything around me.
Hit that toy robot. No, toy robot. That's got to do damage, right? Magazines? No, just power, right? Hi-yaw! 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 Lamp. Go, Lamp, go. Go, Lamp, go. We'll give him the bear. Bear. Wait, did the bear actually just stumble him?
But it wasn't until about the third or fourth room where I found a weapon truly deadly enough to do the job. The Squish Mouse. Sure, it may look like a simple dog toy. It may even squeak like one.
Oh my god, it squeaks.
But trust me, this little plushy pink puppy plaything packs a punch. Of course, this is about the time I learned the harsh truth of this maniacal game. Dead Space gives, but more so, it takes. Seething with rage from my loss of my new favorite weapon, I had to take it out on something. And unfortunately, this heartburn-filled puke alien was near the wrong vacuum cleaner at the wrong time. And then I continued to unleash my rage on the first boss fight in this game. It was actually really easy. Like, really easy. Oddly enough, up until this point, the run had actually been going pretty smooth in general. For now. Even the train ride from hell felt like a walk in the park. And normally it feels more like, this. Regardless, after beating the first boss, breezing through the train section, stomping on a Michael Bay movie.
Yes!
I just wanted to see what would happen. A vigorous workout session of punching alien zombie children, running into one of the most annoying enemies in the game, more on that later, and discussing the benefits of having a Waffle House in space with chat.
Where's the goddamn Chili's? If I don't see a Waffle House right now, if I don't have a place where I can see public fights going the on, right? Waffle House in space? Bruh, you can do the thing with gravity where you just splash syrup through the air and swim through the syrup and drink it. As you could swim with waffles and just hold a waffle in your mouth and soak up syrup as you swim through it in the air. You could like do that, and then you could just like,
We made it through the first stream of Dead Space 2. We also had one of Isaac's interactive brain movies.
I don't care. I don't care about no dementia.
He has those sometimes. And don't worry, now we get to talk about one of the most annoying enemies in the game. Reanimators. These things may not do a lot of damage. They may not be fast, but they are almost always in rooms with too many other enemies and make not enemy bodies into enemy bodies. Except this time, they're alive and attacking you. Stream 2 starts out in this cold storage section, just past the Church of Unitology. It's also, to my surprise, where the game started murdering me. Like, a lot. I can't say I remember the Popsicle Necromorph room ever giving me this much trouble when I first played the game years ago, but it was really giving me hell in this stream. It actually murdered me so much Isaac started to have another one of those mini interactive brain movies he has.
I don't care about no dementia.
But eventually I got through, and was soon met with my most surprising death in the run.
Oh my god!
The coffin hole. Or at least this... are these things coffins? Well, whatever they are, their hole was mighty furious, and it killed me with ease. Death holes aside, the game then introduced me to another genre of enemy I despise. Baby-shaped enemies. Now you may be asking yourself, what's this guy's beef with babies? Honestly, these things only annoy me because they shoot things at me and I feel like I'm the only one that should have projectiles in this game. But I guess I shot the babies one too many times because their mom seems, well, like she's got a lot of jimmies and they've been very rustled. Unfortunately, not only was I the Jimmy Rustler here, but I also apparently forgot how to use kinesis. On my second try, I managed to open the doors correctly, but there was this spaceship and it kind of, well, it changed the situation a little bit. Before we get to the next section that caused me to struggle, I want to show you guys our first occurrence in this playthrough of Necromorph Aerobics.
He's in the wrong spot. He's very loud.
Chat and I were very confused about this at first as it didn't seem like typical Necromorph behavior, but we had a good time with it. Which was also followed by another one of those sections where I remember it being very difficult years ago, but I kind of just breezed right through it with ease. Then in typical Dead Space 2 fashion, Dead Space 2 did what it does best and took everything I love from me again. Rest in peace, whatever I called that guy on stream.
Me and Twixman are going places. No! Damn it! Why does the game always take everything I want?
Your massive weaponized cranium will be missed dearly. Once again upset with my loss, I took my anger out on the single most vile thing on the planet. Babies. Except these ones explode. We later affectionately started calling them Michael Babies. That said, all these baby explosions may have started to get into Isaac's head a little bit, as he started having another one of those interactive brain movies again. Now, you may have noticed, I haven't really been talking a lot about dying or suffering. You know, the typical hot lettuce things. The truth is, the early parts of this game really didn't challenge me all too much. Maybe it was because I played the game so much, or maybe Resident Evil 4 just hardened me up recently, but honestly, it took a while before the game started hitting its boiling point. Which begs the question, did it ever hit its boiling point? Somewhere around this guy. It very boils.
God, I hate this thing. I really wish that my I was hitting Q. I was definitely hitting Q. Why is Dr. Lanky Man just trying to kill me right now?
Like maybe too many boils. I don't know what this guy is supposed to be, or what he once was, but judging off his height, he had to be a professional in the Necromorph NBA. Between him and the third Velociraptor room, I went from feeling like a god to getting battering rammed by Necromorph Dino Skull in literal minutes. And as if the game hadn't been railing me enough, they decided to throw a boss fight my way.
Oh yeah, there's a boss fight right here, isn't there?
I tried my best to cheese this fight by pre-throwing gas tanks. I thought I had outsmarted the devs, but actually I just got. Despite my greatest efforts, it seems I would be forced to fight this boss. Now the boss fight itself was pretty simple, to be honest. Just throw gas tanks at the battery and keep Space Harambe from smashing you. The part of this fight I apparently didn't understand was what you do after that. That's right, after multiple failed attempts to beat the boss the right way, I thought I'd finally landed the W, but apparently I had to do more than just blow up the battery. Laughing off the fact that I had the analytical skills of a dog whose owner just faked throwing a ball, I went for another attempt. This time remembering to go to the elevator, which takes us back to the tram, which takes us back to the USG Ishimura, which terrifies me. Revisiting the Ishimura is one of the most haunting moments in the entire game. The taped off walls, the overly sterile environment, the loudest silence you've ever heard, plagues the halls of this ship, leaving you with a feeling that any moment something could snatch you out from the shadows. Despite all of this, it takes roughly 15 to 20 minutes of delving through this graveyard of a ship before you see any combat. And the first combat you see is actual hell. I got stuck in this area for 45 minutes. Why, you ask? There are not only one, but two brutes, a large amount of enemies, and I had to restore power at this lift at the end of it all. All of which led to a very frustrating debacle of being smashed by brutes in attempts to speedrun through. Of course, the struggles of the Ishimura don't end here, because there was a very familiar and terrifying room in this ship. The very room Isaac first fought the Necromorphs in. The decontamination chamber. All this being scared and alien child punching ended up making me pretty thirsty. And I've been trying to increase my water intake recently, so I made a deal with chat. I need help drinking more water, and they need content. So this is how the rest of that stream went.
All right, so here's how this is gonna work. So we can make sure I drink more water, Eric Andre screaming, "Let me in," is now hydrate. Wait, I'm bad at following instructions. I might waterboard you by accident. Listen, if I get waterboarded because I allowed you guys to pick when I drink water, that's my fault. Just pretend that Eric Andre is the water, and he wants in. I'd rather not.
Chat and I quenched my thirst all the way through to chapter 11, which means some of the most frustrating areas in the game were just ahead. The primary perpetrators for this frustration being the Tower of Terror, the Drillway to Hell, and this guy. The Tower of Terror is a 3-leveled room in which enemies just seem to keep coming. There's Michael Babies, Elite Swing Boys who puke, Michael Bay fans, and Elite Pukey Boys. It took me quite a few tries to get past this room as somebody had broken the nearest by store and I was pretty low on med packs. Every time I made even the smallest mistake, the punishment was always death. After several different strategies, including using the mighty police shield on them, I finally managed to make it past the first floor. Unfortunately, the Tower of Terror has 3 floors. On the second floor, however, we did witness our second occurrence of necromorph aerobics. The second floor didn't take that long to conquer. However, the third floor involved fighting another brute. Now, the biggest problem with the brutes during this run is that the plasma cutter does very little damage when it isn't upgraded. Knocking one of these guys' shoulders off takes longer than the last 20 minutes of a 16-hour work shift that was originally only an 8-hour work shift. But after multiple stacks of ammo and some kinesis, we made it happen. On to perpetrator number 2, the drill. In this section, all you have to do is ride this excavator drill to the final chapter. Easy, right? Not at all. Enemies climb up the sides of the drill constantly. If you step too far back, you can literally step into a wood chipper made for Isaacs, and there are baby enemies shooting projectiles at you constantly. Like, literally the whole ride. This is almost exactly how I felt riding animatronic boat rides as a child. After our tiny world ride from hell, it was time to face what feels like the final boss itself, basically. This regenerating necromorph, which according to Dead Space 2 Wiki is called the Ubermorph. This guy's the dumbest name I've ever fucking heard. Final boss time. To absolutely nobody's surprise, the final boss was definitely the hardest part of this entire run. I discovered very quickly one of the biggest problems of this boss fight for the run is, well, there's like nothing to throw at her with Kinesis. Through a lot of the other parts of the game, I use Kinesis to deal with enemies and save ammo. But being that I only had a couple stacks of plasma cutter and nothing to throw at her with Kinesis, this was gonna be a huge struggle. Also, you definitely cannot touch her. I tried saving ammo by punching the children. Turns out there's far too many of them. Thing is, the fight itself is honestly not all that complicated. Just shoot Necromorph Martha Stewart 20 times, then shoot the marker when it opens up. Try your best not to get overwhelmed by zombie children. But there are a lot of zombie children. Also, sometimes she just teleports exactly where you're running. After about 15 attempts, I had finally started figuring out the flow a little bit. After the first time you open the marker, you can shoot about a full clip of plasma shots. Then they start swarming. Martha rarely teleports in front of you if you're at the edge. You can also run around the edge and corral all the kids into a more narrow area and take them out. Then once you kill them all, you can start unloading on Nicole. Occasionally she summons about 3 more, but that's pretty easy to deal with. The problem comes from the amount of ammo this requires. I outright ran out of ammo multiple times. I also thought I would test out punching Martha Stewart again. It's just not a statement I ever expected to say out loud. Like, ever. So after another 40 minutes of attempts, I was starting to think I might literally have to reload an older save and make my way back to the boss. But I gave it one more try. Turns out after about the 3rd cycle, the game starts to figure out you're only using a plasma cutter and starts actually dropping all the ammo I could ever need. After this, it was all about playing careful and just keeping enough ammo, as well as not getting stuck between too many enemies. After over an hour, the fight finally came to this. An attempt where the game finally gave me both enough ammo and enough health kits.
Finally, yes! We did it! Yes! Woo!
All in all, I think this run could have been a little bit harder, but maybe I'm just comparing it to the Resident Evil 4 professional no merchant run. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you've watched this far, why not subscribe? And if you want to catch some of these runs live, I stream them all live on Twitch. So follow the link in the description below and drop a follow. Have a good one. Peace!